The WSLS 10 Habitat Home for the Holidays build will kick into high gear tomorrow as we work together with a number of volunteers to get this home done in time for the holidays. Working with us, the Chetchery family, a couple with 3 children that's ready to have a place of their own. The foundation was set for Home and Sita Chetchery's Habitat for Humanity home last month.
I'm happy to get new home.
And the foundation for a better life in Roanoke.
The house is too small and only 2 bedroom.
The Chetcherys and their 3 children live cramped in 2 bedrooms.
If they're overcrowded, most of the utilities don't work well. It's just they can't let their kids go out to play.
Habitat Family Services Director Jean Darby says, like most refugee families Habitat works with, the Chetcherys, who came to Roanoke from Nepal 5 years ago, are a hardworking couple dreaming of having a home of their own. Home, a refugee for 19 years, is now working to help build the place his family will call home.
We are working there.
Working to build a dream into reality.
Work starts today on a project that will give one family in Roanoke a house to call their very own this Christmas.
The team here at WSLS 10 teaming up with Habitat for Humanity and 9 partners to build the Chetchery family a beautiful new home. And get this, just 3 weeks.
This is our 2nd annual event. Always so much fun. WSLS 10's Rob Manch joins us live from the work site on Mormon Avenue, where groundbreaking ceremonies just hours away now. Rob, tell us about this year's family.
Well, good morning there, Jenna. Yeah, I'm standing on Mormon Avenue in Roanoke, and behind me is that site where in just 3 weeks, the Chetchery family will get to enjoy their brand new home. That family came over from Nepal just 5 years ago as refugees, and now they will finally get to have their dream of living comfortably here in the U.S. made into a reality. Now, the basement of the structure was completed back in October by a group of students through the organization Total Action for Progress, and right now the Chetcherys are having to make do in a house that is too small for their family, where many of their utilities don't even work. They applied to Habitat this year, and we're excited to learn that their prayers are going to be answered.
I'm happy to get new home.
The house is too small and only 2 bedroom.
And here with me this morning is Jenny Lee from Habitat for Humanity. And Jenny, let me give me an idea of how long this is only going to take 3 weeks. Tell me, there's several organizations working. What's some of the work that these volunteers are going to be doing to get that project done so quickly?
Yeah, it's an ambitious, every day will be very ambitious in terms of what they're going to accomplish each day in order to get it done by December 18th. So today we have one of our sponsors, Ply Gem Windows, with about 10 of their volunteers and some other folks out here, and they're going to try to stand the walls and actually put the windows in the walls before they stand them up. They're going to put windows in the back of the house, and then they're also going to start working on the front deck.
Gotcha. Wow. And so after this 3 weeks, this family is going to move in here. Tell me, how much money is this project going to help them save?
It'll save them a lot because the Habitat mortgages are not, we don't charge interest and we don't make a profit. And so over the life of the mortgage, 25, 30 years, they'll save $50,000 or $60,000 just not paying interest.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, the groundbreaking for the whole ceremony gets started just this morning at 8 a.m. And our whole WSLS team, including you, Jenna, and Patrick, will be out here this morning to help welcome this family and start work on this house to get it done in just 3 weeks.
Although the weather today is less than desirable, work has officially started on a project that will give one family in Roanoke a home to call their very own this Christmas. The team here at WSLS 10, we're teaming up with Habitat for Humanity and 9 other partners to build the Chetchery family a beautiful new home in just 3 weeks. WSLS 10's Lindsay Ward and John Carlin had the latest on the project this afternoon.
Well, guys, today is day 1 of the Home for the Holidays build. We kicked things off this morning. It's a little wet and rainy, but we're still having a lot of fun.
Oh, we're having a great time here. I'll tell you, I actually got to see Lindsay use power tools. That was an adventure.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Last year, I only got to caulk, so this year they handed me a saw. What kind of saw was it?
It's a Sawzall type of saw.
Sawzall. I got to hold a Sawzall and, started cutting up some wood, so that was a lot of fun.
It was, but the important thing to remember is today is Giving Tuesday, and this place, it's raining outside. It was pouring cats and dogs when we got here this morning, and the volunteers showed up anyway. We all said, we're going to work, and the Habitat people said, we have to work. Everybody went to work.
All right, and you can hear the hammers, and they're installing windows. And so work is going on both levels, bottom and top. So the house is starting to come together.
SLS 10's Don Jeffries highlights the progress that's being made.
On day 2, this home for the holidays really takes shape. The roof is lowered, the truss is set.
We'll start getting it dried out on the inside, and then they'll be able to start insulating and drywalling, you know. So they'll be able to work every day and not have to worry about the rain anymore.
Wednesday's rain,
I really thought we'd be working inside today.
didn't stop volunteers like Ann and Dave Condon from working. The couple met Heckman when sponsor David James Custom Homes built their home.
We enjoy it. I feel that we are giving a part of ourselves back to the community.
Once I retired, I wanted to help with Habitat because it's a lot of fun and it's a great cause.
This isn't Ann's first time helping with a Habitat build.
And one time I helped put on a roof, and one time I put up insulation and stuff like that.
She worked with the organization before moving to Southwest Virginia.
It's just so exciting to see somebody able to own their own home, and that's really neat.
A Roanoke family of 5 moving into this home of their own before the holidays.
It is day 3 of the WSLS 10 and Habitat for Humanity Home for the Holidays build. The weather so far has been less than cooperative, but the sun is out today, and that's good news for crews who can stay dry today. Our very own WSLS 10's Patrick McKee, he is there live. How is the progress coming today, Patrick? I'm sure crews are very happy the sun is out.
Oh, you better believe it, Jenna. They're taking a little bit of a break for lunch right now, but if you want to bring a smile to a builder's face, you give them a day of sunshine, and that's exactly what we're seeing today. The walls on the main floor of the home, they are up, which is allowing volunteers to get even more done on the outside of the home. The porch is going up, and the shingles, they're going on the roof by the end of the day. They say once a lot of this work is done on the outside, they'll focus on the inside, and the weather, it'll be a lot less of a factor. The folks at H.H. Hunt are our building partners today, here with a crew of nearly 3 dozen. They worked with Habitat for nearly a decade. For them, it's a good way of giving back to the community.
Rob, there has been a lot of progress in the last week.
Well, good morning, Jenna. Yeah, if you can remember, just a week ago, I was standing out here, and this was just a stone hole in the ground, really, with a basement here. But now, as you can see, we've got walls erected, we've got electric lights, we've got a roof over our heads, we've got several rooms already in place, several different bedrooms. That's one of them you're looking at right now. We've also got a bathroom set up with a tub already installed. This all happened in just 1 week with the help of tons of volunteers here. And through rough weather. On Tuesday and Wednesday this past week, we had torrential rain that really could have held back the project, but thanks to hard work and volunteers, didn't hold back the project. They're actually ahead of schedule. Now I'm here with Karen Mason, who's the executive director of Habitat for Humanity. Karen, tell me how volunteers were able to keep this project on schedule.
You know, it's been amazing. We'll have Bank of Botetourt out here today, and the thing that's been most amazing, I think, is the mood. So even when the weather was just horrible at the beginning of this project last week, people powered through and pulled together and got a lot, as you can see, got a lot done. So they'll be continuing that great work today.
Awesome. And the schedule has it being completed on December 18th. So what is some of the work that volunteers still have to do here on site?
So a lot of the interior work and exterior work as well. So we'll do some landscaping, a lot of trim work, hanging doors, just a lot of the interior trim work, vinyl siding on the exterior, just to kind of finish up and to give a little perspective. At this point in our normal 6-month build, this would be right around the 2.5 month mark. So lots happened over the last several days.
Very cool. And part of what's happened has been our volunteers here at WSLS. We were all out here this past weekend and doing a lot of that work, like she said, putting up the siding, doing painting, putting in some of these walls here. So it's been a lot of fun and a lot of work.
They are working on the final touches today on the exterior. As you can see, there are volunteers here from the Bank of Botetourt, and they are working on putting up the vinyl siding here in the back. That has to be finished before the inspection later this week. And Brian Clark is the construction director for Habitat for Humanity. Tell me, I hear that we're a little bit ahead of schedule.
Surprisingly, we are. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of breathing room on this one.
This is always such an amazing process. It changes so much from day to day. The neighbors have been coming by. What have they been saying?
We've actually had some good reports. You know, we've talked to neighbors before, but just had people stopping by and just kind of cheering us on and happy to see the house going up and watching it go up around us. So it's been great to have them as partners here in this process.
There's a lot of work going on inside today as well. Tell us about that.
We're trying to get our first coat of paint on all of our walls in the basement and get ready for our finished trim installation, doors and window casings and that sort of thing. And so after that, we'll be ready to really start putting the final coat of paint on and get it ready to move in.
Okay, thanks so much, Brian. And more than a dozen volunteers are out here today from the Bank of Botetourt. There's a lot of work going on to get it ready for the inspection later this week. And Patrick, a lot of excitement here. Tomorrow they'll be working on all of the trim, and I really enjoyed that part last year, so I'm going to bring my work clothes and get dirty tomorrow.
All right, so I do remember you doing that last year. Do you still remember how to do it so you can help them move this process along?
I think I remember how to do it. You know, they're always so great out here. We have a lot of first-timers all the time, so they're really good at teaching new volunteers, and they have the Builders Club. They are seasoned volunteers, so they're out here overseeing us as well. So hopefully with their help, I'll be able to not mess up too bad, Patrick.
They are incredibly patient with all of us who have never done something like this before, and of course, December 18th, we hand those keys over. Jenna Zipson live for us in Roanoke today. There are many volunteers helping with every detail of the Chetry family's new home. WSLS 10's Jenna Zipson spent time this morning at the house. She joins us now live. Jenna, you don't have to be a master carpenter to come out and help out folks. People of all skill levels are there.
That is very true, Patrick. You do not have to be a master carpenter to work on a Habitat for Humanity house, and I am proof. I spent time this morning with 84-year-old Walt Woods, and our team helped install the sideboards here between the staircase and the wall. Now, this is going from the basement onto the ground floor here at our Habitat for Humanity home. The crews are putting the finishing touches today. Things like trim are going up. The electricians will be here tomorrow.
We've made a lot of progress on the home in just the last 2 weeks. WSLS 10's Patrick McKee joins us live from Roanoke with more on the progress. Patrick, what still needs to be finished?
Some little odds and ends, Jenna. Basically, some touch-up work with the trim. You can see the stairwell here, not quite finished up. They're going to be working on that today as well. But some things that are finished, the kitchen. One of my favorite areas of the house. You can see the appliances are in, the cabinets are in, the sink. This is ready to go for the family who will be getting the keys to this house on Friday so they can sit down and have their first meal in their home.
In less than 5 days, we'll be handing over the keys to the Chetry family. The WSLS 10 and Habitat for Humanity Home for the Holidays project is almost finished, and volunteers have, of course, helped move this project along. WSLS 10's Patrick McKee joins us live from Roanoke this morning with more on the TAP Youth Build program and how much they help. Patrick?
Jenna, good morning to you. They certainly have contributed a lot to our project here over the last couple of weeks, and the construction permit, it's still up, but that's going to be coming down here. Final inspection coming up later today, and then it's just finishing up a few little odds and ends before the family gets the keys to this home coming up on Friday. Bring you inside where you can see really a big difference from what we were seeing earlier in the week. The floors are in, the kitchen back behind me, that's up and ready to go as well, and the family by the end of the week and this weekend moving in.
Patrick, it looks like everything is about finished. What else needs to be done? I'm learning.
The big thing is, you know, kind of cleaning things up a little bit. There's still some trim work to do. You can see the trim sitting here in the living room right now. That's going to be going in here, it looks like, as we go into today. And the downstairs, they grouted the tile, so they've got to clean that up and get that finished up. It's really just down to the small stuff at this point.
Friday is the day we will be turning over the keys to another family in the WSLS 10 Habitat for Humanity Home for the Holidays project.
You know, and folks, we would like to tell you how suspenseful it is that we only had 2 weeks to finish the project and we're never going to make it, but
it's not the case.
That's not the case. With 4 days to go, workers can pretty much coast to the finish line.
So, you know, one of you guys can start here, maybe one over there and kind of beat back at the door.
Volunteers are putting the finishing touches on the WSLS 10 Home for the Holidays.
We're just about there. We're finishing out the last of our base trim in the basement, just a little touch up here and there on the caulking and painting, and here by the time the afternoon's over, we should have it pretty well wrapped up.
As of Monday morning, the kitchen was in place, including the cabinets and also the appliances. The washer and dryer are in place, and the house is truly becoming a home. Volunteers from Prosperity Insurance Group are working through a checklist that mostly includes painting and caulking.
It's amazing. I was actually in shock. I almost didn't see the house because what I saw the first time was just the foundation walls, and so it looks completely different. It's amazing the progress that was made in 2 weeks. Can't believe it.
Yet that finish work can, believe it or not, be the most painstaking and time-consuming.
Well, this is actually the hardest part coming at the very end. Everybody likes to see the walls go up. It goes up so quickly. You see, oh, the house is done, except it's really not. And so then you get to this last part. It's almost the most tedious. And so when you get to the end of this part, it really feels like you're closing it out, and you walk in and all that little stuff is done, and it just looks like a place that you can move in, set the couch up and sit down and relax a little bit, and we're almost there.
And of course, the Chetry family is still putting in the hours and earning not just sweat equity, but the chance to be the ones on the couch relaxing when they receive the keys on Friday.
And when they're starting to clean the door, the glass on the door, that's kind of that last minute stuff. So
I get excited about the cleaning part. Because you get to see it come together, and then they'll start moving their couch and stuff in.
Right, yes.
But yeah, I know I'm a neat freak, so.
Yes. Yes.
So
anyway, it's great. And we can't wait. We will bring you the presentation of the keys live right here on Channel 10 on Friday.
Yeah, at noon.
And tomorrow is the big day that we hand over the keys to the WSLS 10 Habitat for Humanity Home for the Holidays. But before we could do that, the house underwent one final test this morning. Workers put the heating and air conditioning system through its paces as part of the Earthcraft and Energy Star certification, and the house passed with flying colors.
Today's test went really well. In spite of putting this house up in 2.5 weeks, we were able to focus on everything we needed to, and it's actually testing out as one of our best houses for air leakage. It's very, very minimal.
So there you go, and there's the house, believe it or not. And we want to invite you to watch live tomorrow at noon as we deliver the keys to the Chetry family so they can move in and begin to enjoy their brand new home.
That is an absolutely beautiful house.
The big day is finally here as the Chetry family gets the keys to their brand new home. It's been 3 weeks since WSLS 10, Habitat for Humanity, and our sponsors from throughout the region started building this home in Roanoke. WSLS 10's John Carlin and Lindsay Ward, they are at the site right now where the family is about to become new homeowners. Guys, good afternoon to you.
Well, hey, Patrick, it has been an awesome morning so far. We have the sun. It's a little cool, got a breeze coming through, but it is a great day to hand over the keys to this house. And John Carlin is joining me. So, we've had a huge ceremony so far.
Here we have, of course, the Chetry family will be getting the keys to the house here momentarily. In fact, I've got them in my pocket. So, but we want to talk. We've been entertained by some culture from Nepal, some native dancing. You and I have red rice on our forehead, which is colored with yogurt, I understand, and these flowers, which were presented to many of the people here who have assisted with this project as part of a welcoming ceremony here from the Chetry family. So, but we really need to talk a little bit to the folks from Habitat for Humanity. Let me take this microphone, and I'd like to have Karen Mason come forward. Karen, if you could kind of step right in here, please. So, Karen is the executive director. I think I got the title right. She runs the whole ship over at Habitat for Humanity. What an amazing opportunity to be able to present this after just 18 days of work.
I mean, it's nothing short of a miracle. We were just talking about that this morning. To think back just 18 days ago and nothing was here, and we had to make this happen, and it couldn't have happened without all of the partners, the sponsors, the Builders Club, all the volunteers, the homeowners, everybody who came out and really put this together. And
look, we did it.
It's just amazing. We were standing here in a rainstorm just 18 days ago. Absolutely. And Lindsay, I know there's a family representative who wanted to speak with us because the Chetrys' English is coming along, but they wanted someone else to speak on their behalf, and I know you want to talk with him.
Yeah, so we've met the Chetrys before and their children, but really there's a huge family behind them, and Bashal Katayara is joining me now. So he's a cousin. So what does this mean for your entire family, really?
This means a lot to us because back in Nepal we were in a refugee camp. From bamboo to this luxurious house, bamboo-made house to this luxurious house is so much to us, and it would not be possible with you all, so thank you so much.
Yeah, so you also, you know, gave us a little taste of Nepalese music this morning. Why did you guys want to really bring some culture here?
It's our culture that every time someone buys new house or move into house, we have to pray to God, and he asked us to come over and just pray for them. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, this has been an amazing morning so far. Like I said, we saw some dancing, we heard some music. So now is the moment really we've all been waiting for. So
cut the ribbon.
We're going to cut the ribbon first. So John's.
So who should we? All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. And 1, 2, 3. The ribbon is.
Yay!
And I have right here.
Are you going to give her the keys?
I'll give the keys.
What do you think?
Whoever takes them. These are the keys to the Habitat home. And this is the official presentation of the keys to the Habitat home. Would you like to take them? There you go. Congratulations.
So she will give them to her parents, I'm sure, but this has been an awesome experience. It's just been really cool to witness this, too.
And to be a part of it. And as we talked here at our formal presentation before we went on the air this morning, it does take a community to do this. We want to thank all the sponsors, all the folks who came together. Not only did they put money behind this project, but they were out here volunteering with the Habitat volunteers as well. And here at Channel 10, we are just so happy. We talk about 10 Cares. This is really what it's all about. We're happy to be sort of the conduit or the catalyst that makes all of this happen on this particular Home for the Holidays project. And so we have now cut the ribbon, we have presented the keys, and we have a whole raft of volunteers out here who want to get inside and see this house.
Absolutely. What you can't see, you only see us. What you can't see are dozens of volunteers on the other side of this camera. Everybody who has made this possible and who is really standing behind this family as they take this next step into home ownership. So we want to thank everybody, and this has been a great day, and we'll check back in with you a little bit later, Patrick.
All right, guys, we'll see you again soon. Thanks. Well, the Chetry family, they have the keys to their brand new home, and they're taking a tour of it right now. WSLS 10's John Carlin and Lindsay Ward are inside the home. John and Lindsay, how's it look?
Well, hey, Patrick, it is packed inside the house. Family, volunteers, sponsors are all inside taking a tour of this house. And right now, the family's kind of stepped out, and they are hanging out here on the porch, just getting a little fresh air. John Carlin has a representative from Habitat for Humanity here who has put in so much work.
Yeah, we wanted to talk just real quickly, thank you, Lindsay, to Brian Clark, who's been overseeing this project from the get-go. And we keep talking about starting out in the rain, but it wasn't just a rainy day, it was a monsoon that day. But, you know, the fact that we built this house in 18 days doesn't detract from the quality of it at all.
No, it really doesn't. All of our inspections were successful, and even our last one yesterday with Earthcraft. This is one of the tightest houses that we've ever built as far as air infiltration, so quite proud of that. I can't wait to see how it rates out for our HERS rating. It might be one of our most energy efficient houses as well.
Yeah. And of course, we've had sponsors out here volunteering. Some of the folks at Channel 10 have volunteered. You were kind enough to put me in the back 40 and let me paint a board, which I'm pretty sure you didn't even use in the house, but you had to keep me busy, and I appreciate that. But there are some real home builders here that know what they're doing, aren't they?
There really are. Our Builders Club are very experienced, and our sponsors were also very experienced this year in particular, and they were just great to come out. Everybody just jumped in and did what they needed to do. Every part mattered for this build, as it always does, but in particular for this fast schedule. So with all those parts coming together, we're now standing here, and it's move-in ready.
Okay. Brian, thank you so much. Congratulations on another successful project. So we have successfully, Lindsay, handed over the keys and cut the ribbon on another WSLS 10 Habitat for Humanity home for the holidays.
Yeah, it's been a great morning. Not every day that we get a little taste of Nepal at these Habitat for Humanity dedications, but it's been a great morning where they have really brought their culture here. So, Patrick, we'll send it back to you.
All right, guys, exciting day. Thanks so much. Certainly great to see this project coming to an end. And as they were talking about that rain on the first couple of days where it was just pouring cats and dogs, it seems like.
Yeah, and we had it for the first couple of days, and all of a sudden we had 60s, 70s, and sunshine that really